Good afternoon to you up in the United States. It's still morning. It's 11:34 down here. I guess it's around 12:34 up there someplace. That's on the East Coast anyhow. I have my clocks work on New York City time. Not now because we're not oh we're what do you call it? Standard time. We don't do daylight savings time. It's bright enough and hot enough down here. Well, it's not bright enough right now. It's been raining for 3 days. And when I say rain, you have no idea. Do you see a tropical rainstorm? Wow. Anyhow, I have some things to talk about. Of course, I think I covered the Ten Commandments being in every classroom. I think I covered that yesterday or the day before. That seems somewhat ridiculous. That's a violation of church and state, I think, you know. Um, if they make the posters non-religious, I got no problem with that, you know. Ten Commandments are a good idea, you know. They're a good thing, just as long as religion isn't included in the conversation, right? Okay. Now, it was reported on a video on not a video. I don't know where I got this from. I think I got this from MSNBC, talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and Trump don't care about tipped employees. Trust me, I know that for a fact. Years ago, I was teaching bartending, and I had some students of mine that were working in this restaurant. I don't think I ever really knew the name of it, but Trump's sister, who was a judge at the time, when she was alive, she's since passed away. Unfortunately, she was a pretty nice lady, from what I understand. Ate there a lot, and occasionally Donald would come in, and everybody in the staff cringed when Donald came in because they knew the tip was not going to be anywhere near what his sister. I think his sister's name was Mary. I'm not sure. I don't want to say that, but I'm not sure. But his sister's tip would be, and it was his sister's tip wasn't exorbitant. It was just a little bit above average, you know. Like say she would tip 20, he would tip 18, you know. So they knew they weren't going to make as much money when he was around, and he doesn't care about tipped employees. A lot of people are like that. Don't get me wrong. This is not a specifically Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene sort of deal, you know. Marjorie Taylor Greene has Trump's personality. She don't give a shit about nobody but herself. So the fact that she's included in this article I read is not surprising at all because she's just not a nice person. Um, she really isn't. I mean, you know, I don't understand. I guess because she says such outrageous things, that's what the media fascination with her is. But I don't see anything there, you know. And let's see, what else did I do? Oh yeah, I read some articles about this judge and his document case, Judge Cannon. I don't know enough about the law to say she should be removed, but she's definitely biased towards Trump. That much I can tell you. I don't know whether there's enough bias there to constitute her removal from the case, but people are making excuses for her, saying she's inexperienced, or she's just too young, or she's just oblivious to what's going on. And I don't think any of that's true. I think she's just dumb, and she supports Trump. She's going to do whatever she can to try and legally help him. I don't know whether she's overstepped her bounds or not. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I don't want to get, you know, into big arguments where I can't win because I don't know jack shit about the problem. But it appears on the surface as you read these articles that she's definitely got an agenda, and the agenda isn't fair play. You know, um, I don't know why I can't. I don't see a lot of things. You know, putting up things that she believes in, or a relationship with anybody in the Trump family or anything like that. So I really don't know why she's like that. But anyhow, I wrote some things down, you know. Oh, Judge Trump has been talking positively about Biden. I think that's a calculated method to make Biden overconfident, and that he'll tear him apart. You know, when he gets the opportunity to. I still don't know how he's going to handle it. Most people say they don't. They don't think that the rules or the muted mics are going to have any effect on Trump at all, because he doesn't pay attention to rules. He can't win in a legitimate contest. Okay, if he wins the election, it'll be because he's, you know, cheated, or it's the same thing with the debate. You know, he's gonna just yell and scream and try to turn this into a battle of personalities, trying to say Biden's not fit to be president. And I would say that I can't testify or make a positive statement about Trump's mentality, other than the fact that I think he's crazy. But that's an opinion. That's not a scientific fact, you know. So I don't know what he's going to do or what he's capable of doing. I don't know why he lives in a country that allowed him to be what he is, and yet he wants to destroy he wants to destroy the principles of government that allowed him to be what he is. Is that making any sense? That's just, you know, terrible. And the thing is, you have where the 60s presented itself with a lot of disenfranchised young people that were manipulated or just gotten rid of, you know, but they did get a lot done, you know. What you have now is you have people that are adults that, for some weird reason, well, I guess, you know, it's true what they say about cults. And I believe Donald Trump is a cult leader. He's not a politician because he doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. You listen to a speech of his, and it's nothing that you can put your finger on, but that would make it say, okay, he picks little things and he watches the crowd and he sees if they react, and he reacts back. I mean, he's good that way. I'm not going to want to take anything away from him, but he's definitely dishonest. He's definitely a liar, which I guess goes with dishonesty. But he's got this philosophy: if he keeps lying, people are going to believe it, and they are. Now, I don't, you know, you say that people say, well, the billionaires they're going to stick with Trump, because until he's ready to leave office, they will lose their money. But he'll come after them when he's ready to leave office at the end of the end of this term. That's when he'll go after him, so he can make his getaway. He's going to be 82, I think, at the end of his term, and he's not going to be going anywhere if he lives that long. You know, the same with Biden. You know, I don't know if they can make it through the whole term thing. So everybody should be watching who Trump makes as vice president. You know, because that's the guy that's going to get at least a year, maybe 5 years, if he get maybe 9 years, if he can get elected twice. This is the guy you have to worry about. All right. So that takes care of that one. And then the last thing, and I'm very surprised by this article: is Barron Trump embroiled in a $300 million crypto scam? Now, I'm going to guess. I think he's 18. I don't know how old he is. You know, I remember reading that he had turned 18. I don't know if he's older than 18 or what have you, but this seems like a very complicated thing for him to get himself involved in. I really don't think he's that smart, because, you know, you're going with the lineage is from. You know, I just don't think he has that high IQ. And this is a pretty, on the surface, it looks pretty sophisticated, or it was. Well, that was just Lousy, if you saw it down in the left right-hand corner there. So I don't think, I can't come up and say this is true. This is all factual. I don't think it's written that way either. But apparently, I can't pronounce this guy's name. Let me see if I can get the. Oh, there's this. I have to see if I can find this guy's name again. Hold on one second there, folks, while I go into the computer to see if I can find this Stillerix or something like that. His name is. Stillerix or something like that. Anyhow, he was the guy that got involved in raising 750% on some drug. I forgot what the drug was even for, but he was involved in this crypto scam, you know, and he apparently designed this crypto coin for Barron, and I don't understand anything about cryptocurrency, so I'm not going to get into it. But apparently, there's some irregularities there, and there's a suspicion that he had something to do. It's a fraud. There's fraud involved, and there's a suspicion that Barron Trump was involved in it. And now, one of the writers that contributed to this article I was reading made a very good point, and the point was that Melania has spent her entire life protecting Barron from this kind of crap. I don't think she would have let him do that. You know, his father would, with no question about it, but I don't think he would have gotten embroiled in this scheme with this guy, Stillex or something like that, his name is, and, you know, I don't think so. But it's out there, you know. But this is the time when, you know, if you're a Trump or if you're a Biden or whatever, you're going to come under scrutiny. You're going to come under attack. Anything you do is going to be super analyzed, you know. It's like Donald Trump's stock that with that media thing that doesn't really do anything. But people it went up like $6 yesterday, so and people made money. You know, people made a lot of money, and that's just I don't know what you call it, a MAME stock or something like that. That's just one of those stocks that's not real. You know, a company that's really not real, like GameStop. GameStop, when they turned around and made all that money, and the stock, they played with the stock, and the stock went up crazy and everything like that, was on the verge of going out of business. And this guy, who's under investigation now, came up with and made a bid on the stock. I don't know whether he was selling it short or whatever, but anyhow, he got involved in the stock and released some information on Reddit, and his stock went out of sight, you know. And as far as I could tell, nothing's true about that. GameStop doesn't do much of anything, you know. If you're old enough like me and you remember the stores, Two Guys from Harrison, I forget their parent name. Well, there's a company that owned them and what have you, and they're still making money. They make a lot of money now, and they still make money now, but not as a store. They are a real estate holding company now, and they hold all the sites to these Two Guys from Harrison's stores, and these Two Guys from Harrison stores were all located in like these shopping centers, not malls, but shopping centers. Very valuable piece of property. There was a piece of property on Route 46 in I'm going to say Clifton or Patterson, and that I can't tell you if that property's still there because I've been out of that area for over 12 years. But they owned huge pieces of that, They didn't sell it. You know, they just rented it. They found tenants, and you know, they weren't the Macy's or Sears or anything like that. They were just tenants, and they paid their rent every month, and this company just made money. I think that's what Sears is trying to do, but I don't think they're having as much luck with that. I really don't know. But I'm saying that that's a similar situation, you know, where these companies aren't real, you know, and I think that's what they're talking about with Barron Trump, that the company really isn't real. But I don't know, like I say, I don't understand crypto. I stay away from it because I believe, yeah, you can make a lot of money if you're there at the right time, but if you don't get out of it at the right time, you're gonna lose your shirt. You know, that's just the way those scams look. That's, you know, if you're in it at the right time, you can make money, and that's what gets a lot of other people involved in it, because you go around and you talk about it, and you know, it sells more of the stock, and the stock goes up and up. So then if you're smart, you sell it. If you're not smart, you're going to lose your shirt. That much I know. All right. Years and years and years ago, before the internet and everything else, we were in high school. So this is prior to 1963. A friend of mine invested in some penny stocks, and he has stocks, and he made money legitimately, but he got an idea, and it wasn't even a stock he was invested. He just wanted to prove a point, and he started a rumor about this one stock, and this stock went crazy. I don't know how he even started the rumor. Talked to somebody, because he knew people, you know, and his father knew people, and he was sort of respected in that field. And he started a rumor, and this stock took off. And then all of a sudden, people realized this stock didn't do anything. They didn't even own property. I don't know how they got on the board and all that, but you know, this is beyond my scope anyhow. But he didn't make any money on this thing, but that stock went crazy, and people that were involved in it made money or lost their shirts, you know. So that's what's going on there. I honestly, to be quite honest with you, I don't know anything about Barron, except he appears to be fairly stupid. So I don't think if he is involved in it, I don't think he knew he was getting involved in, or he thought he did. You know, and that's when you lose money. That's when you get scammed. When you think you know what's going on, you know. But this is Monday. It's the debate week. It's a very important week, you know, and people don't understand that. There's going to be a lot of he won conversations after that debate, but it's still very, very important that you keep an eye on what's going on, because I don't think you're going to find out what exactly Trump wants to do, other than he wants to close the borders and do this, but he's not looking for solutions. He's looking for extreme moves. This was the thing I explained to you a long time ago, when Obamacare came out, and the Republicans hated Obamacare, and they said, we're going to get rid of it. And Obama said it, I've said it, anybody with a brain, that's fine. It's not perfect. Come up with a better idea. We'll support it. Doesn't make any difference if it's a Republican or Democratic guy. The Republicans did nothing. They just sat there because it happened to be the best thing they could come up with at the time. All right, it's Monday. I'm getting ready to eat lunch, and I'll talk to you people tomorrow.